Alright, I am a minute early, but I don't think anybody's complaining. Got my red hood on with a t-shirt, which looks weird, but I got my red hood on. Ready for Pentiment, which is what we're doing this week. I really like this game, but it's been a little while since I've played it, which is a good thing, I think. Let's see. Remember to change the game. Oh, that's a good point. Edit. Yes, I need to change this to a Pentiment stream rather than a Velvet Egg screen. Or stream. Alright, so new game here. Here we go. Easy read fonts. Game uses stylized fonts and writing effects that may be difficult for some readers. The easy read. I think the stylized fonts are fine. Pentiment automatically saves your progress as you play the game. Got it. So this was made by Obsidian Entertainment, who are the same people that made the Pillars of Eternity games, which are very, very different games. I found this game a lot more approachable than those, because those games were too big for me when I tried to sit down and play them. Full cosplay. Yeah. I could have put on more, but I get so warm that I just put on the hood. Plus, you barely see anything except my shoulders anyway, so. I love this hood. This is one of my favorite articles of medieval clothing I have. I didn't remember this intro being so long without any text, or at least English text, but should show off the hood up. Yeah, I thought about putting the hood up and my headphones over it, but let's see. There we go. And the abbot said to me, Andreas. So I don't want you distracting the sisters in the library. I need you to finish the commission by the end of April, or keep your conversations with Brother Piero to a minimum. And you can click an underlined word to access the glossary, but if it's in a dialogue option, I feel a little off just clicking on that. But okay, so the abbot said to me, what is the abbot saying to me? I think the abbot wants me to finish the commission by the end of April. Isn't that much earlier than you were expecting? Yes, he had told me I had until the Ides of May. Asshole? And he's not going to pay you any more, is he? He has no appreciation for the cost of your sweat. The yield of labor should not be measured in coin, but in personal satisfaction and self-improvement. Personal satisfaction doesn't put much food on the table, though, does it? How did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? I've got dinner soon, but I'll drop back in a while if you're still going. I will be. I mean, at least for a couple hours. But yeah, have a good dinner, LMK. Okay, how do you reply to the abbot? I said I would do my best to get it done by the end of April. I told him I would be done when it was done, sometime before the Ides of May, or I shrugged and kept on working. I think I said I would do my best to get it done by the end of April. With discipline and mindfulness, you will persevere. If you don't kill yourself striving to meet the abbot's unreasonable expectations. What she said. What's the point in burning your candle to the nub for the idiot abbot's sake? Should I be, if I'm reading this, should I be saying, oh, despite the abbot's ire, you must, okay. Should I be reading the character names as they're speaking? I feel like maybe that is more relevant here since this game is kind of chaotic. I don't know if that would be disruptive to those listening, but this is Prester John speaking. Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as master awaits you. So here's one of the little bits of filling in, or like encyclopedic knowledge. So I clicked on Nuremberg, and it zooms out to this illuminated page and says, Nuremberg is a free imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire, major trade center and city of arts, including printing. Just gotta pick a voice for each person, remember it. Yeah, I'll do my best. But also, these dream characters don't show up that much. Spoilers, this is a dream. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met. Hardly ideal. Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher. Oh, Jesus. Then you would definitely get married. Is she pretty, at least? That's what my brother said in his letter, but maybe he's just trying to lift my spirits. The small portrait they sent was lovely, but we artists can be flatterers. Or, oh, who knows, that's not why I'm doing it anyway. I think that's what my brother said in his letter, but maybe he's just trying to lift my spirits. It is growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man, Andreas. I fear you must leave us. Ah, true, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? And so Prester John is a character from, I guess, medieval mythology that I think is really fascinating. Basically, there's this widespread belief in Europe that there was a Christian king somewhere beyond the bounds of Europe, I think in Africa, that was just this rich bastion of Christianity beyond the known world, and people just were convinced that this guy existed, but he didn't. It's just a made-up king. Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. I don't know, your majesty. Or, well, I can't always dream of this place, your majesty. Well, I can't always dream of this place, your majesty. Of course. If you are not here tomorrow night, I pray you will be someplace as pleasant. Grobian, please see Andreas safely home. Of course, your majesty. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, your majesty. Pay no mind to the other fools, Andreas. I never do. Ow! At least I would if they'd stop stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. They're fools, Andreas. No point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot's shit, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let him run your ragged boy. I won't. The abbot can't push me around. He's just trying to keep order in the abbey. I'm an outsider, or it will be fine. I don't want to cause any trouble. I think I won't. The abbot can't push me around. That's what I like to hear. Yeah. Would you please stop? I give up. Take me home, Grobian. As you wish, Andreas. Good morning, Ursula. Commander. Time to get up. Part 1, The Baron, April 1518. A few more pages back to the Abbey. Okay, so the journal. Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to get across town and head up to the Abbey so I can start work at the scriptorium. It's in prime hour 6. The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Prior Ferenc keeps giving me all these books to read. Oh, I wanted to... Prior Ferenc. Okay, and here it doesn't tell me who Ferenc is. It just shows me who he is because he's a character I can talk to, and then I can just immediately recognize, oh, it's that guy. I really wish more games had something like this. I think Obsidian's newest game that didn't look very interesting to me has a similar system, but I should really clean this up. I am... There is... Alright, just a second. There's some sort of sound happening on my computer, and I don't know what it is. This is... It is not from the game. I don't think. Oh, maybe it was from the game. Weird. Okay. Okay, so I looked at these. I said I had to clean this stuff up. I don't want to go to bed. Gertner House. That's where I'm going. Let's talk to Ursula. Andrew. Here's Clara. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? And if you see there, it corrected it, like it was misprinted as Dib, you speak well, and then it corrected it. And this has little details like that the whole time to make it look like it's something handcrafted. Quite well, actually, thank you. Ordinary as far as sleep goes, or not well, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I think not well, but there's nothing to be done about it now. Oh, I'm sorry, Andreas. I can change the straw on the mattress if you'd like. Don't trouble yourself, Clara. You have enough to deal with. I'd appreciate it, thank you, or shrug. Don't trouble yourself, Clara. You have enough to deal with. Well, I'll look into it after I've cleaned in here and taken care of Ursula. We know who Ursula is. Ursula. I don't want you to be uncomfortable in our home. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I picked you up some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. I think I got Otto killed last time. Alright, I just heard a little beep, but I don't know what it was. Otto stopped by? Yes, around dawn. Here you are, Andreas. That's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we... Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? And if we raised it by 2 groschen? A type of thick silver coin minted throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Groschen are typically worth 12 pennies, but may be minted at different values. I hate to ask, but we're behind on our taxes at the Abbey. 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it, even more than usual, I mean. Okay, so of course it's no problem at all. Besides, we wouldn't want Peter to lose any more of his precious hair. Oh, I'm not sure how to respond to this. Rent wasn't due until the beginning of May. Oh, okay. So I've got Beatrice, Socrates, and St. Grobian telling me different things. So Beatrice is telling me to be generous. You can spare the money and it will ease their burden. Socrates is telling me you must take the consequences of inaction into account. And Grobian is saying, what is this shit? Don't they pay taxes every year? Why is this falling on you to fix? I haven't really decided how much of a dick I'm going to be this time. No sympathy for landlords? Okay, so yeah, what is this shit? Don't they pay taxes every year? Why is this falling on you to fix? I should just ask why they were surprised by their taxes, or I should keep my thoughts to myself. I'll ask them why. She might be offended, but I should maintain some distance from their problems. Okay, so of course it's no problem at all, besides we wouldn't want Peter to lose any more of his precious hair. I suppose that's not out of the question. Yes, I think I can manage that. Or I can't promise anything, I'll see what I can do, and wait, were these taxes unexpected? Okay, I'll do that one. Peter says our taxes didn't go up for years, but since we've been married, it's just gone up and up. It used to be that if we didn't have the money, we could make payments in kind with some of our crops. The abbot stopped that last year, and now if we don't get a good price from the miller, it's hard to give the abbey its share. I know it's not your problem, Andreas, and Peter's too proud to ask you himself. Can you find it in your heart to help us out? Okay, so I mean, if we're saying no sympathy for landlords, I mean, the Abbey's really more of a landlord than these people are, but I mean, I guess I am paying them directly. Let's see, of course it's no problem at all. I suppose it's not out of the question. Yes, I think I can manage that. I'll do the nicer one. Of course, it's no problem at all. Besides, we wouldn't want Peter to lose any more of his precious hair. Oh, God bless you, Andreas, and may St. Luke watch over you today. St. Luke was a Christian evangelist and patron saint of artists and physicians, often represented by a winged bull. Speaking of St. Luke, how's your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my days are spent working for the Abbey. It's only during the divine office that Prior Ferenc allows me to work on my masterpiece. Divine office, the prayer time observed by all Christian monastic orders. Monks and nuns pray together 7 times a day, and once at night, as dictated by the rule of Saint Benedict. A reasonable restriction, but slow going. The city council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients, and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I'll marry and open a workshop of my own. From Nuremberg to a university, and now traveling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas. I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after... So, a few missteps, some wandering, or a little too much fun. I think I've been kind of cautious so far still, so after a few missteps. It must be rather frightening starting all over again. I owe it to my family to make something of my life, or it is, but I know now that this is what I want to do. I think that. It is, but I know now that this is what I want to do. This will be remembered. Not many people get to decide that. So, whenever you make a decision that will have major consequences on the story, a little thing shows up that says, this will be remembered. And there's no save scumming. You just have to live with the story that you're creating. Certainly not anyone in Tassing. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful. It is my finest work. It's getting there. Or, well, it's hard to say until it's done. I think, well, it's hard to say until it's done. That's no way to think about it. I'm sure it will be a treasure when it's finished. Now, I have to go back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper. Vespers, monastic hour at dusk, one of the major prayer hours, is followed by supper. Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper. And there's Klaus. If I remember right, Klaus is the local printmaker. Of course. Please say hello to the Druckers for us. Of course. Until later, Clara. And I should try talking to Ava. Hello, Andres. Okay, she doesn't have anything to say to me. Going out to the Gertner farm. Alright, let's go talk to Peter. Andreas. Oh, that's all he's got to say. Ill Peter. God bless you. Andreas. Yes, Andreas. This weather's been god-awful. This town's gone to shit since my days. I don't think the townsfolk can do much about the weather, or were things any different? Okay. Were things any different when you were young? As different as beer and piss. The old abbot didn't bother as much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to Perchta to keep the skies clear, the weather fair. Perchta, pagan goddess of the Alps, associated with animals and spinning wool. She's still invoked by some Christians in Austria, Switzerland, Bavaria, and Swabia. Matthias knew that Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. The church banned all observance of pagan gods, ill Peter. What sort of old customs? I thought St. Moritz protected Tassing, or you think that spirits have been fouling the weather since no one follows the customs anymore? I'm curious. What sort of old customs? The kind that scare away witches and keep spirits from calling storm clouds over our farms. The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that. Old Ranning Kemper knew that. Rannig Kemper, the late husband of Ottilia. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us keep the traditions alive. Like the old widow Ottilia, I won't mention that at the Abbey, or what do these traditions entail? Like the old widow Ottilia. I'm tongue-tied today. Yes, she always hangs the door frame with lavender to keep the spirits out. Even if it doesn't help with spirits, it does smell nice. I see, or I should go. Even if it doesn't help with spirits, it does smell nice. I suppose. I just know it helps with ghosts and witches and whatnot. I should go. Oh, all right. God bless you. All right, sheep are blocking the way over there. I can't talk to him right now. Okay. Oh. Big Jorg. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Big Jorg. How's it going? You work today? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plow, and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday, or where else would I be going? Where else would I be going? Damn, Andreas, I don't know. Just making conversation. It smells like a storm's coming, no? Just smells like fresh alpine air to me. You've been traveling too much. Where was it you spent your Wanderjahre before you came to Tassing? Wandering years, during which a journeyman artist or craftsman travels far and wide to improve their skills. Okay, so pick a background that will affect your character's choices going forward. Press and hold to confirm your choice. So Basel, Andreas knows some Italian and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Basel and nearby Bern, Zurich, and Freiburg. Low Countries, Andreas knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. Or Italy, Andreas knows Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence, Venice, and Milan. Yeah, I wish I remembered what I chose last time. Uh, but let's see. So I could know Italian and a little Greek. I could know Dutch and French. Or I could know Italian and French. A little bit of Greek might be useful. Italian seems useful. Dutch and French is interesting. Italian and French could. Not knowing French seems like a choice. Um, I don't have my D3 in front of me. Well, Italy is probably the one I should choose. I feel like I chose Low Countries last time. Low Countries seems like something I'd be interested in. Maybe I should choose Basel. Yeah, I'll choose Basel. Over in Switzerland, Basel mostly. The Swiss air must be different then. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will that take? 10, 15 years? I don't have that long, Big Jorg. Oh, what did you spend all that time in Switzerland doing anyway? Other than art, I mean. Okay, so I'm picking another background. Hedonist. Andreas seeks out pleasure wherever he goes. He's extremely social and quite experienced in all of the enjoyable vices of the world. Craftsman. Andreas lives to work and dedicates all of his time to his art. Bookworm. Andreas spends all of his non-working free time finding and reading as many books as he possibly can. Rapscallion. Andreas has a penchant for getting involved in petty schemes, pranks, minor crimes, and fistfights. Or businessman. Andreas devotes much of his time to self-promotion, optimizing business expenses, making investments, and balancing his books. Well, I don't think businessman. Bookworm seems pretty useful. Craftsman could have some uses. Rapscallion could be fun. I feel like I might have picked Hedonist last time. Let's see, Rapscallion. Minor crimes and fistfights. I don't know. I haven't really. It's non-working free time, finding and reading as many books as he possibly can. Yeah, maybe a bookworm. He can be a bookworm. Reading mostly, and talking about books. I couldn't get enough of it. Basel is a tremendous center for woodcut artists and printers. And the books they produce are treasures, every one. I didn't realize that books meant that much to you. I've seen Father Thomas's Bible and a few other books. I haven't had much use for reading, though. Anyway, I have to get going. Jorg, let's go! Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andreas. Until later. Hey, Andreas, you say hello to the girls today? Ava and Clara? No, I mean the chickens, Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their backs or give them a good scratch under their breast. You named your chickens after the apostles? Isn't that blasphemy? Oh, I guess when you put it plain like that. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witnessed Jesus' greatest moments of glory in his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. That makes perfect sense to me, Big Jorg. You have much in common with Christ. Or word of advice, don't mention that to anyone else, especially the father. I think I'm a little snippy. I'm going to say that one. It's fine. I get it. I'll just call them the girls from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the Bowers. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Let him have his weird chicken names. Oh, it's too late. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Maybe I can say hi to the girls now. No, can't interact with them. So this is Endress. Oh, Andreas, good timing. Do you have a moment to lend me a hand? Of course. Wonderful. I've got too many irons in the fire. Or rather, shoes. Horseshoes. I miscounted how many I put in. Now I need a hand, else they'll overheat and I won't be able to work the metal. Here, take the shoe and the tongs. Put the hot part of the shoe on the anvil, and I'll hit it with the hammer. Oops. The hot part on the... Oh, there. Good, good. Next one. If I'd picked a craftsman, I bet there would be extra dialogue here. Oh, well done. See? Short work. Thanks for the help, Andreas. I don't know what I was thinking doing all those at once. Sure would be nice to have someone to help me out here every day. Have you considered an apprentice? Have you considered a child? And don't look at me, painting is hard enough. Have you considered a child? Well, that's probably a topic for another day. Anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'll see you in Otto by the Abbey guest house for dinner. Otto. Oh, okay. Until then. Andrus Schmidt's smithy. It's so much smaller than the one he uses at the Abbey. Oh, and sheep are blocking the road over here, too. And more sheep over there. Oh. Something's going on. Martin, please! Can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Morning, Andreas. Excuse us. One of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. Is there something I can do to help? No, excuse me. I'll try to stay out of your way. And Martin, idiot. Should I offer to help? Okay, so Socrates is telling me to be helpful. Helping others also helps us. It allows us to feel useful and take satisfaction in our work. And so St. Grobian is telling us that idiot Martin should be helping them. Yell at him, give him a good scare. I think I'm going to do that. That idiot Martin should be helping them. Yell at him, give him a good scare. Wait, that's presumptuous. I'm not close to their family. Martin, you idiot. You going to help them? This will be remembered. Mind your own business, asshole. Martin, that's enough. And Andreas, leave the discipline to my mother. Oh, look, there's something going on up by the Steinauer's place. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky is giving him an earful. Christ, I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johann pulled his pants down. Knocked two of my man's teeth out. You wouldn't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. Do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich. God damn it, Martin. Stay out of the trouble for once. What, Aunt Hetty? What, Aunt Hetty? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. Of course. See you later. So don't work too hard, Martin. Good luck, or help your aunt and cousin, alright? I'll back off a little bit. Help your aunt and cousin, alright? This will be remembered. Eat shit, Andreas! I wonder if I... Okay, I can't get up there. Or can I? Where am I supposed to go? Okay. I guess I'm supposed to go this way. Well, I guess I'll find out what that is later. Oh yeah, this guy is the printmaker, Klaus. So instead of being written out in script, all of his dialogue is printed and then inked. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Mary and Bert would love to see you. You really need to see these new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till Ilungenspiel. The titular character of a popular 15th century book, Till is a prankster, continually exposing the vices and hypocrisy of others. He's also quite skilled at tricking people into smelling, touching, or eating his excrement. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas. He's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from... heresy, witch mania, adventure stories of questionable moral repute, or your sloppy typesetting. I'm not going to be mean to this guy. I think I like this guy. Adventure stories of questionable moral repute? He doesn't mind those so much, actually. No? As long as they don't get too... carnal. Oh. So, supper tonight, after Vespers? Yeah. Of course. Thank you. Great. I'll tell Mary and Bert you're coming. See you then. See you later. Oh, this house is locked. Can I go? Oh, sheep are blocking the road. Oh. Oh. God bless, Master Mailer. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Good, good. Andreas, I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning Mass. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? Let's see. I just stayed up too late on Saturday. I don't want to get into an argument with him about this. So, Beatrice is telling me, would going to church on Sunday be such a burden? If not for his sake, consider it for your own. Socrates is telling me, a man has many duties. Father Thomas should appreciate how hard you work to help the Abbey. And St. Grobian says, this asshole can't make you go to Mass. To hell with him. I think I'm going to go Socrates this time. A man has many duties, Father. Father Thomas should appreciate how hard you work to help the Abbey. Almost everyone in town works hard, though. Okay. Yes, I apologize, Father Thomas. I promise you I'll make it this Sunday. You don't have to make a promise to me, but our salvation is contingent on the... Oh, my! What a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor! Master Mailer, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothvogel. A great lord from the countryside near Worms. Worms is a prosperous imperial free city in the western part of the empire. Located on the Rhine River, Worms has been the site of many imperial diets. Good to see you, Master Thomas. It's nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all your neighbors were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. Venice, one of the most powerful republics on the Italian peninsula, sitting on the northwest coast of the Adriatic Sea, Venice is a major center for commerce and art in southern Europe. Innsbruck, the capital of the Austrian county of Tyrol and major stop on the Imperial Road connecting Italy and Bavaria, it is the closest major city to Kiersau Abbey and Tassing. Notably, it was also the site of witch trials in 1485. I mean, it has a certain charm common to those Alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the emperor's diet. An imperial diet is an assembly of the three colleges of the imperial estates of the Holy Roman Empire, the prince-electors, the princes and dukes, and representatives of the imperial cities. They meet to deliberate on matters of importance to the empire. Oh, the emperor! Was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Who was the artist, my lord? Who was the artist, my lord? I'm sure you know him. An older man from Nuremberg with enough of a reputation to paint the emperor. I'm sorry, my lord. I'm not sure who you mean. Have you not heard of Albrecht Dürer? Pity. I thought he was known across the empire. Albrecht Dürer is a renowned painter and printmaker from Nuremberg. He is revered in Venice as well as across the Holy Roman Empire. Since 1512, he has enjoyed the patronage of Emperor Maximilian I. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kiersau. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. Father Matthias, the abbot of Kiersau before Father Gernot, widely respected by the monks and nuns as well as the people of Tassing, known for his kindness and his love of books. There's a duck. A great loss for the abbey and for us all. Indeed. By good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tassiae he was reading during my last visit. An account of the early history of Tassing. Kiersau's previous abbot, Father Matthias, had a copy. Baron Rothvogel brought another to the abbey as a gift. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of the place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the abbey through Father Gernot, and I have come to check on its progress. That's the current abbot. Oh, my lord, if you have come to see a manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mailer here. It is an honor to meet you, my lord. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the abbey's scriptorium. Scriptorium is a room for writing, illustrating, and illuminating manuscripts. Though typically associated with monasteries, they have disappeared from almost all abbeys by the 16th century. A Nuremberg artist working in an abbey scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. It would be an honor. This will be remembered. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Hey, come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's table. Uh-oh. I have 2 invitations now. I'm gonna have to pick. Did the Abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What's he gonna do? Refuse us? Uh, Excellent. We'll see you then. Uh, Mikolaus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Mailer. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. So then, a journey from Nuremberg. Journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years, at Erfurt. Erfurt is one of the most populous cities in the empire and is located near its heart. It has been home to a respected university since 1379 and is the center for humanist thought. Erfurt, wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. Martin Luther, priest and professor of theology at the University of Wittenberg, controversial for his opinions on the church's sale of indulgences to forgive sin, which were recently published and distributed throughout the empire. If you're watching and you didn't know who Martin Luther is, that's where the term Lutheranism came from, is people that were inspired by him. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into some trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you may have even met him. Did you? You must tell me. No. He was a few years ahead of me. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. This will be remembered. I agree, wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses against the Church. A list of propositions against the Church's practice of selling indulgences for the remission of sin. It was written in 1517 by Martin Luther. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gernot does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. No, my family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all of the books and tutors a child could dream of. I have all knowledge from Aristotle and Cicero to Ficino and Erasmus, and everybody in between and yet to come. So Cicero, statesman, scholar, lawyer, and renowned orator of the late Roman Republic, he is revered both for his contributions to Latin literature and his skill at rhetoric. Ficino, Marsilio Ficino, is a 15th century Italian priest and humanist who is one of the leading figures of the Italian Renaissance. He is well known for his translations of the works of Plato into Latin. Aristotle, Greek philosopher and student of Plato, renowned as a polymath, he wrote on a wide variety of subjects. His work is extensively cited by current scholars, and even more work is attributed to him than he could ever have written. And Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch priest and philosopher who is preeminent amongst northern humanists. He is known for his works in Latin and Greek, as well as his calls for reform within the church. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is as well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? Oh, and they just completely rewrote it. No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate, but didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? Alright, so here's a new background. Theology, Andres has a strong understanding of Catholic theology and biblical knowledge, canon law, heresies, and similar subjects. Imperial law, Andres knows the basics of the fractured system of laws that govern the various states of the Holy Roman Empire. Or medicine, Andreas is familiar with the basics of human biology, medicine, and illness. Theology seems the most obvious, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of conflict where imperial law is going to matter. And the fact that medicine is on here means that that's definitely going to be relevant at some point, too. I think I want to go with imperial law or theology. Theology, they both seem like things that he'd be interested in based on how I've been playing him. I'll do imperial law. Yeah, sure. Law. I suppose I thought I could practice in Nuremberg. I never had much interest in the subject, honestly. A bit dull for my tastes. Besides, the Empire is such a mess of jurisdictions. Bavarian law, Rhenish law, Franconian law. Nonsense. I'd rather use my money to pay someone who studied the nonsense than learn it myself. Hey, you! If I had any faith, I would have prayed you never show your face here again. And curse you, Lorenz Rothvogel. Perked dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind of fate. And that was Otilia, the widow that was mentioned earlier. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? The trivium and quadrivium represent the lower and upper divisions of classical liberal arts university education. Latin grammar, logic, and rhetoric form the trivium. Arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy form the quadrivium. I kind of wish I'd picked theology now. Oh well. Did you have a favorite subject? All right. So Latinist, Andreas has strong command of Latin grammar and vocabulary. He can also easily recall sentiae antiquae, quoted words of wisdom from the Roman Republic and Empire. Logician, Andreas instinctively thinks about the implications of information as he receives it, is adept at spatial analysis, and can easily perform complicated calculations in his head. Orator, Andreas excelled at rhetoric in university. He is a skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Occultist, Andreas knows soul-endangering amounts of theoretical and practical knowledge on alchemy, astrology, theurgy, necromancy, and various magical rites and ceremonies. Or Heavens and Earth, Andreas knows a great deal about the constellations, heavenly bodies, and their movements. He is also familiar with various plants and animals with study and personal experience. So I'm immediately drawn to occultist, but that's just me. It's probably what I picked last time. Orator might be good. That's some good persuading skills. Latinist seems just like vital. Let's see. So, occultist I like flavor-wise, but orator and Latinist are the two that seem like I'm probably going to be the happiest that I took them. Skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Latinist. I already picked that he was kind of a book guy. I think he has Latinist. I don't think he's a great speaker. He's been kind of a dick to a couple people so far. I focused on Latin. It's useful in so many ways, but especially for understanding manuscripts. Wonderful. A beautiful language used in the greatest empire of the ancient world. And tell me, what is your favorite sententia? Sententiae are commonly understood moral maxims, typically originating from ancient Rome or Greece. They may be employed as a sort of quasi-logical rhetorical shorthand among educated audiences. So, everyone enjoys the smell of their own farts. Or remember to tell the tale of another's kindness many times, but whatever kind deed you do for others, keep quiet. I'm going to do that one. Yes, Cato the Younger, an unflinching defender of the Roman Republic. But what did his principles get him? Death at the hands of Caesar. Not quite true. He died by his own hand. And when Caesar learned of it, he said, Cato, I resent you for your death, for you denied me the chance to spare you. A bitter end, but not without a measure of sweetness. And your other studies? Was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, I get another one. Okay. So now maybe I pick Orator because it would be useful, or maybe I pick Occultist because it's fun. Yeah, I think he's not a good speaker. I think I'm going to go with occultist. I could do logician, but I'm going to go with occultist. I use my access to the university's libraries to pursue more esoteric interests. Oh, esoteric how? Mystical texts, books on alchemy, invoking spirits, divination. Purely academic, of course. Of course. Now, of course. I started with Ficino's Corpus Hermeticum, and my interest only deepened from there. A compilation of 17 religious and philosophical treatises encompassing the soteriology, I don't know that word, of Hermes Trismegistus, or the thrice great Hermes. The centuries-old text reflects Egyptian Greek, and Jewish traditions and ideas that were translated into Latin in the late 15th century by Marsilio Ficino and Ludovico Lazzarelli. Quite interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on this topic during my stay. I look forward to it, my lord. This will be remembered. Ah, there's the abbey. I have good memories of this place, and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Kiersau at all? My family have been patrons of Kiersau for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago I heard that Kiersau still had a wonderful library and artisans. And professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Well, there's not much left of it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe, and me. A tall rabbit? Oh, yeah. This is as good a place as any to create art. Certainly, though I'm sure you miss the comforts of Nuremberg when you're stuck in a drafty old abbey like this. I'll get back there soon enough, or I'm in no rush. I'll get back there soon enough. I'm in no rush. That's good for me, since I still appreciate the abbey's work. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no. I do know the artist well, the venerable Brother Piero. How venerable? He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with color. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. Miklaus, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. Benedictine, founded in the 6th century, the Benedictines are a Christian monastic order that observes vows of obedience, poverty, chastity, and stability under the rule of St. Benedict of Nursia. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then, Kiersau is a place out of time in more ways than one. I think I'm nosy. I think I asked too many questions. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. We were acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Ah, you must be Father Gernot. I am Lorenz, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So powerful, so wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Ah, if you say so. I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I rode ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Not asking, just... We... I... Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Andreas, I don't know what you are doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Um, uh, is this a bad time to ask for an advance on my payment for the Book of Hours? Book of Hours, a type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Mm. I should ask again when he's in a better mood. Maybe I could convince Brother Matthias to pay me Brother Matthew to pay me early. I should have taken the persuader thing. Oh, looks like we got another bot in here. Oh, I got a new journal entry. Oh, I got a couple. Father Gernot might be receptive to a negotiation for the funds. I'll need to approach the subject carefully, make it worth his while. I could speak with Brother Matthew about an early payment for my manuscript. Another day, another few pages. Oh. Okay. Oh, I don't think I went this in depth before looking at all these pages that I have access to. These catalogs of characters are useful. And there's a map in here. Did I see the map when I played this before? I don't think I did. I was just going off of memory. Whoops. Okay. I already looked at people. Why is it still... Oh, there's more. No, there's not more. And the glossary. Oh, this is just all the shit that I've clicked on. Cool. Let's go in the shrine. We don't need to go to work right now. A reliquary containing the hand of St. Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. Also called the Spear of Destiny or the Lance of Longinus, it is the lance that pierced Jesus' side on the cross. Many legends surround the lance, and several places claim to possess it. Brother Matthew maintains this shrine along with some of the sisters who paint badges for the pilgrims. God bless you, Brother Piero. No, wait, it's Master Mailer. I thought you couldn't see, Sister Margaret. And during the day, I can see some colors. How did you know it was me? You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. But you're taller, and you have another smell to you, like fish or burned almonds. Oh, that's old linseed oil, popular among the Italians, but Brother Piero doesn't use it. I'll ask Sister Gertrude about it. How are Sister Gertrude's herbs coming? It's too early to tell. Most of them won't be grown until May. Still working with herbs suits me. Have a good day, Sister Margaret. God bless you, Master Mailer. God bless you, Master Mailer. God bless you, Master Mailer. How goes your work in the scriptorium? It could be better. Would it make you happy if I told you Agnes Steinaueren received some saffron yesterday? Really? Where'd you hear that? Sister Matilda saw her at the Albans. Maybe you can convince Prior Ferric to get some for your yellows. The first time I saw that text correction thing in the dialogue boxes, I thought it was so cool. Yeah, I love it. It's so flavorful, and everyone having different styles that fits their personality is awesome. Good to know. How's Mousefangr? She's around here somewhere, hopefully getting to the baby rabbits before Sister Matilda does. Until later, Sister Gertrude. And bless you, Andreas. Maybe I'll see you at the Shrine of St. Satia one of these days. One of Tassing's patron saints, Satia was a local pagan who converted to Christianity and miraculously aided St. Moritz's soldiers with food in the dead of winter. She was martyred for her actions. There's another tall rabbit. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I noticed that you took the sisters inside when I walked up with the Baron. What concern of it is yours? It just seemed unusual. The Baron arrived to see the abbot in the scriptorium. It isn't appropriate for the sisters to interact with men. The sisters interact with me, as they need to, at my discretion. The Baron is an important visitor and a patron of the Abbey, but there is no need for him to speak with the sisters, or me. I see. That makes sense. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Until later. Until then. Ah, feverfew. It always smells so fresh. Oh, what is it? A painting of Hildegard Ott Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. Of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. Hildegard. Saint Hildegard of Bingen was Benedictine abbess, visionary, mystic, and prolific writer on a variety of subjects from theology to music composition to medicine. The doors to the convent are locked to outsiders. Men, at least. Oh, it wants me to open the map. I must have looked at the map the first time I played this. Oh, and here's all the stuff that I chose to be good at. Tassing is lucky to have so much woundwort naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. The sisters certainly keep their garden well tended. Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. Pet Mousefangr. God bless you, Master Mailer. How are things going in the nun's kitchen? I mean, no offense, Master Mailer, but I cannot speak with men. My apologies. God bless you. And you as well, sister. God bless you, Master Mailer. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Forgive me. Sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Mailer. Alright. Ooh. Sister Gertrude dries and stores all of her herbs here. Oh. Alright, go back this way. Oh, that was the way out. I didn't realize that. See if it'll let me go down this way. Can't pet the horses? Sad. God bless you, Master, and God bless you, Andreas. Okay, that's all he's got to say. Yeah, I always liked the idea of point and click adventure games, and there's some that I'd like to try playing, but I was never very good at them as a kid. There was a series of like horror themed ones with like full motion video that my grandma had when I was a kid. Super scary, but also I was really bad at the puzzles. This game, I mean, it is partially a role playing game, which is more my speed, but also things you can interact with are basically always like marked by little tooltips. You're never like scanning around to be like, oh, can I click on that book? Which definitely makes it a little easier on my dumb brain. Abbott House is locked. All right. Oh, okay. So I could go into the church, or I could go around the side. I'm going to go into the cloister. Can't pet them, but you can run into them. Nice. Just a second. Okay. Saint Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. God bless you, Andreas. Brother Florian, how are you? The brothers and sisters are well, so I am well, thank God. Andreas, have you spoken to Klaus Drucker lately? Yes, quite recently. Why? I believe he may be receiving a medicinal text from Bologna soon. Bologna? One of the largest cities in Italy, Bologna has a center of the arts. Has been a center of the arts for centuries. It houses a well-known university, which was home to both Dante and Petrarch. Se leggere l'italiano? Can you read Italian? Ah, no. Little Italian, and my Latin is not as good as I would like. I was hoping Brother Piero could help me with it, if he has the time. I'm sure he will make time. He is a patient teacher. That he is. I will see you later, Andreas. Until then. Most of the medicines were made by Agnes Steinauer with some help from Sister Gertrude. A Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. An artistic allegory on the constancy of death. Illustrations often feature people from every station of society to communicate that death inevitably claims everyone, from the peasant to the emperor. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Ooh, I can get into the abbot's house this way. God bless you. God bless you, Andreas. Pet Mirabilis. It's not. Oh. Andreas. God bless you, Father Gernot. I wanted to speak with you on behalf of the Gertners. The Gertners. What about them? Um... they're struggling to cope with the increase in taxes. I'd like to negotiate a better rate on their behalf. You are an artist, Andreas, not a banker. The financial agreements between the Abbey and the Gertners are none of your business. They are, now that they've asked me for my rent early in order to pay the Abbey. Indeed, a shame that they're bringing you into their own troubles. I cannot change the tax owed, Andreas. The Abbey relies on such income to sustain itself. I'm sorry, but the Gertners will have to find their own way to pay what they owe. God bless you. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eaten will be pickled. I wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. Alright, we're going to keep exploring the outside. Kind of a jerk, isn't he? Yeah, I'm kind of a jerk too. I'm trying to be less of a jerk than I was right at the start, but... let's see. Just like any good, I don't know, story game, you can be a huge, major asshole to everybody you meet. Good day, Andreas. Volkbert. A monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. The apple trees have only started to bloom. It will be months before they bear fruit. What is this? A volvel? I've seen these before, in astronomy and medical tracts. What's this one for? Two wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. Damn, I knew I should have taken Greek. Can't pet chickens or sheep? Broken game. Yeah. And the outer edge of the outer wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Okay, so I could rely on my occultism or my Latin knowledge. Greek, Latin, and elemental symbols. It's obviously someone with occult interests fashioned this. 24 holes, enough to cover all letters of the Greek and Latin alphabets. I think the occultism one seems more appropriate. A quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. And that reveals a different set of letters underneath. I wonder what it's for. A cipher of some sort? I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. The first clue. A clue towards what? Nobody knows. Alright, now we backtrack and we meticulously explore the rest of the Abbey. Oh. God bless you, Andreas. Has your voice yet recovered from Easter Mass, Rudiger? Oh, yes. It was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter. Exactly. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing. Alright, we'll come back here. We need to keep exploring the cloister. Oh, there's a dude. We'll get back to him. Oh, wait. I bet I can go in here. Cool. God give you health, Master Mailer. Brother Sabat, I'm surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. Though outshone by its northern neighbor Florence, Rome is still the seat of power for the Catholic Church and an impressive center for the arts. I and my bishop regret that we could not recapture Father Rodolph's generosity earlier, or reciprocate Father Rodolph's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priest at the Council of Constance many, many years ago. Meeting of bishops that took place between 1414 and 1418 in the Diocese of Constance to end the Papal Schism was also notable for the condemnation and capture of the Bohemian theologian Jan Hus. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Mailer, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with wondrous beauty. We heard about at length in Felvedek. Yep. Talking about Jan Hus and Felvedek. Talking about Jan Hus and Kingdom Come Deliverance, too. It's all about that Bohemian Renaissance. I would love to, someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you are ever in Rome, I may still be around. I would like that. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in royal places like these, but I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Oh, yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. I can certainly make time. I'm agreeing to eat with everybody. Just can't get away from those Hussites. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God give you health. Large garden, I was already there. When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. Large garden. Hello, Andreas. How's it going in the kitchen? Is Brother Voislav working you hard? Not too bad. Brother Voislav is nice to me. It's Father Abbot and Brother Prior who make things hard. How so? I shouldn't complain. They just like their food a certain way, and I'm not that good at cooking yet. I'm sure Brother Voislav will teach you well in time. Brother Adok complains about his food too, but he complains to Brother Voislav. What does Brother Adok know about food, anyways? He's from Cornwall. Yeah, fuck Cornwall. I don't even know where that is. It's a land of the west, across the sea, where all they eat is fish. Sounds miserable, but that's always what he complains about. The fish. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose heart, Brother Lucas. You're still learning. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. Until later. Morning, Andreas. How's living with the Gertners? Uh, Good. We get along well enough. Well, Peter can be a thorny one, but maybe he's nicer to the townsfolk than he is to us from the Abbey. Um, he does have a sore spot for the Abbey. Father Gernot does lean hard on them. The peasants, I mean. And Peter is like the creaking leg of a stool that can no longer bear the weight placed upon it. Do you sympathize with him? I'm not trying to start trouble, Andreas. I'm just saying I understand. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in Tessing tomorrow. Until then. My dog is groaning behind me. I think he's sick of being in here. But the door is open. He could leave. He just wants me to go with him. He's going to have to bear it. Okay. The foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. These tomb markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Kyrso's power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. A lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. That was it. Now what? Whoa. Huh. A secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Oh, I can't go right now. Alright. Time to go crazy on the bells. Okay. God bless you, Andreas. How's the sacristy today, Matthew? The same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you, Master Mailer? No, I was just being friendly. This will be remembered. Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God be with you. One more thing. I have a favor to ask you. Yes, Andreas? I was hoping you could give me my pay for the latest manuscript early. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gernot. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. I only have a few pages left, Brother Matthew. I'll finish them in the next few days anyways. Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. This abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble, not only for Kyrso, but for Tessing as well. Is that why Father Abbot has increased the taxes on the Gertners? What is this about, Andreas? I would like to help the Gertners pay off their taxes to the Abbey. This will be remembered. Then plead your case to Father Gernot. It's his decision. The matter is pressing, Brother Matthew. In the name of Christian charity, isn't there anything you can do? What's giving you pause? So persuade Matthew to pay early, made a friendly inquiry about the sacristy, and didn't admit the Gertners asked for help. Oh, so that's a plus and a minus. I think this means I'm basically... It's next to impossible for me to succeed, but we'll see. Failure. My sacred duty is giving me pause, Master Mailer. Speak to Father Gernot. I have no problem paying you early if it is the abbot's will to do so. God bless you. Boo. What is it you think you're doing, Master Mailer? Doing? Stay away from the sacristy. You know you're not allowed in there. Of course. My apologies. Thank you, Master Mailer. Oh. Oh no, this is where I want to go. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Piero. Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Big Jörg Gertner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Adok has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Guy, that fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. My favorite Bible verse. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Adok? I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord, in his ineffable wisdom, may choose to strike down. So do I want Brother Guy or Brother Adok to like me? I don't like Adok, but I think maybe I should make him like me a little bit. Brother Guy, please show more respect to Brother Adok. You're being mean-spirited. This will be remembered. Stay out of this, Andreas. The old fart can defend himself well enough. I need no defense against the likes of you. God protects his faithful against the Inquisitors. Inquitus. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Ferenc is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived, and he hurried out like a little mouse. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel. It's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh, no, Baron Rothvogel. His manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. Guy, someday you will stand where Piero is, and a young monk will stand where you are now. Mors etiam definiti siculo venit. Death also comes to Daphnis of Sicily. Death also came to Daphnis of Sicily. A Sicilian shepherd who, according to Greek legend, was the inventor of pastoral poetry. In stories, he was the son of Hermes and a nymph, and was follower of the goddess Artemis. He died young, the victim of a jealous naiad. Goals. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like everyone else. Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Religious and secular ruler of the scattered territories in the Holy Roman Empire, including the lands containing Tassing and Kirsau Abbey.
Kirsau is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention.
Well, if Prior Ferenc isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the Indermauer manuscript. A prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy and Austria. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Indermauer manuscript. The Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? What do you mean?
I mean, did you sleep alone, or...
Why do you want to know?
It would be nice to have something to think about during divine reading.
Divine reading, Lectio Divina is the thoughtful reading of and meditation on Scripture. The practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It is a daily part of life in Benedictine communities. Have you considered the Lord?
You really are a cloud on a sunny day, Andreas.
Could I just get the book?
That's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it?
I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work.
Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs a book and he's being inappropriate with me.
Andreas. I wasn't being inappropriate with her. I didn't think that you were. Sister Zedena has a poor attitude towards her vocation, the rule, and, I suppose, the 10 Commandments. The Rule of St. Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. You expect too much from a young woman who's been locked up in an abbey. This will be remembered.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to understand our vocation, Andreas. In any case, I overheard you requesting the Indermauer manuscript. Here, please return it promptly. Promptly.
Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Yes, the composition is lovely. There's a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colors is also quite nice, rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It doesn't feel right. I don't know why.
It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work.
What do you mean? It's all my work.
My son, you're copying the illustration from the Indermauer manuscript almost exactly.
So, what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it?
Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents.
It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter.
Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernau.
What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted.
But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth.
It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay for truth.
Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in future generations, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Does that make you sad? I admit I am still fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth I knew it could not last. The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing be brought to truth. I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. And Brother Guy, this will be remembered. It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life and am happy to have served the Lord. When he calls me, I am ready. Gonna have to make a decision about supper soon. In the game. I've already eaten in real life. Oh, where has the time gone? It is already terse. Monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m., one of the little hours of prayer. Terse precedes Mass and the chapter meeting. Oh, I think it was supper I was supposed to have with both of those people, so maybe I have time. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. Brother Farrick. Or Prior Farrick. Oh, and he's got the fucking code wheel. What's going on in here? Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Farrick came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Farrick should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. I fully agree. Delicate or not, all books should be treated with the utmost care. This will be remembered. Many contain precious wisdom that can aid even the unenlightened in growing closer to God. They should be protected and cared for, which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Chronica Clara, The Clear Chronicle, A History of the Universe from Creation to 1082, written by the Irish monk Marinus Scotus. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? No, anger is not appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? This will be remembered. One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries of Cologne, Fulda, and Mainz. Cologne, large, powerful, free imperial city on the River Rhine. It is a major hub for commerce between Italy and the Netherlands. It is also a popular site for pilgrims, as its cathedral contains relics of the three wise men, represented as crowns on their arms. Mainz, located on the Rhine River. Mainz is the home of the Archbishop of Mainz, an elector of the Holy Roman Empire, and Primus Germaniae, the Pope's substitute north of the Alps. Fulda, town built around an old Benedictine abbey near the center of the empire. Fulda's abbots are imperial princes, or abbots. Fulda's abbots are imperial princes and wield great power. No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Ferenc so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. And how about it, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course. I'll help in any way I can. This will be remembered. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for. Find them and return them to me. And the first books are 2 volumes of the Aeneid, a poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches? What? Nuremberg inches are What color are the covers again? Reddish. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. Okay. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. Well, I'm going to do the Italian one or the Latin one since I unlocked that. Italiam non sponte sequor. This will be remembered. I do not go to Italy willingly. I did not take you for a scholar of Roman poetry, Andreas. The words sit easily in my memory. I'm not sure why. Probably out of love rather than duty. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. True, but that doesn't mean women... Oh, I have a thought. Is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting? So, St. Groban says she's exaggerating, it's fine. And Beatrice says, how would you know? I think I should go with Beatrice. True, she knows her life better than I do. True, but that doesn't mean women can't take pride in their vocations. This will be remembered. In the City of Ladies, Christine de Pizan defended women of all classes by showing their value to society. One of the most renowned female authors of Western Europe, Christine was a court writer for 3 dukes. She's well known for the Book of the City of Ladies and the Treasure of the City of Ladies, works that defend women and offer advice to women of all backgrounds. An admirable effort, but even if we do exactly as we are told, we are portrayed as vehicles of sin. Temptresses and seducers by virtue of our sex, even when men are the aggressors. Even in the abbey we must travel in pairs, lest we tempt the brothers, or others. And here, in these pages, Virgil cast Dido as Aeneas' seducer, though it was the gods that thrust her into his arms. Like Dido, my ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry. For men. Now, The books, if you please. Thank you. Next, Wretched Guerin. And this is a printed copy. Green cover, diamond pattern. An Italian chivalric romance written by Andrea de Barberino in the early 15th century. The titular character rises from impoverished origins to go on heroic adventures and discover his noble parentage. Originally published as a manuscript, it enjoyed greater success as a printed book. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Adok was reading it. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadea Rusco of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. Lugano, highly contested Swiss market town located on the southwestern Alps. The Dukes of Como and Milan fought for control over it until it was claimed by the Swiss Confederation in 1513. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part. In the end, Guerin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. I suppose you're right. It's better suited for knaves like me. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? In truth, it's unlikely you'd be considered liable under Bavarian law. This will be remembered. Oh, are you a legal scholar now as well as an artist? Well, actually, I did study law at university. This will be remembered. I don't care. I'm not concerned about the legality of it, but the principle. The book, please. I don't think I'm making many people like me. There's only one book left. Then you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. What is it? The description should be sufficient. I don't know why you won't tell me, but alright, I'll find it. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. Very good. Please bring it here. What is this, anyway? Ah, it's in French. The soul that God touched, empty of sin in the first state of grace. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. I'm sorry, but I just love books too much to let this go without knowing what it is. This will be remembered. Curiosity can be a dangerous thing, Andreas, especially in a place like this. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. The authors shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? "200 years ago." What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. And he was right to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed even if their content is in question. I'm going to do that, but I bet it's going to be remembered. This will be remembered. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is their law we must contend with, not your emotions. Fume silently. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Gernot. Well, I refuse to give it to you if all you're going to do is destroy it. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? I'm not sure. I'll hide it. Keep it safe. Give me that book, or our deal is forfeit. I won't tell you anything about Baron Rothvogel. Oh. Take the book. I appeal to your duty as the librarian of this abbey to not destroy this book. My duty is to God and to the vows I made to the rule. But you do love books. I know you do. Oh, hell yeah. I've got 100% on this thing. So she loves that I'm a bookworm. I said books should be cared for. I expressed admiration for the Irish scribe Marinius Scotus, offered to help Illuminata enthusiastically, quoted the Aeneid from memory, quoted Christine de Pizan to show the value of women, claimed that I love books too much, and said books shouldn't be destroyed. Awesome. No downsides. Andreas, I love God. Books contain knowledge that can help bring us closer to His truth. I do not love books as things, but I love that books can convey God's truth. It is not my place to judge your love of books, but it is not a love we share. My love burns bright, even enough for both of us. I mean it, sister. You cannot destroy this book. Andreas, you sound deranged. It's only a book. Then just let me keep the book. Please. Now you sound even more deranged. I'm sorry. Consider the sound theological reasons for allowing the book to exist. More sound than a condemnation from 3 bishops of Paris. Says the den is locked in the abbey. Offer to help. I mean, who are you going to trust? Them or me? God. Thank you for making my decision so easy. Did you leave university voluntarily, or were you expelled? I propose a compromise. I'll take the book from the abbey, far away. It'll be gone by the time Father Gernot asks about it, and if you like, you can say I stole it. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted destroyed. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. Ooh. It feels right enough in my heart for both of us. I'm going to fail this. Maybe the red just means that I have already failed it. Maybe the check happens before I see that. I don't think so. That doesn't even make sense. I should probably hand it over. Yeah. Fine. Take it. I understand your frustration, but this is for the best, Andreas. Thank you. Yeah. Save scumming would definitely change the experience. Now then, Baron Rothvogel. Quickly, though. I need to finish up here soon. She may only have time to answer one question, so I should choose carefully. Okay. He mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tassiae. He said it had some scandalous details in it. He also mentioned that Father Matthias had a copy and was looking for another to verify its contents. Do you know anything about the book? I have heard of it, but I have never read it, and I know little of its contents. The subject is broad, but I believe the book deals specifically with the Roman occupation of this land. What about that could have upset Father Matthias so much? I can't claim any deep insight into the former abbot's mind. I understood him to be a virtuous and charitable man, sometimes to a fault. It is not always best when an abbot considers himself a friend to his brothers instead of their shepherd. In the book. Could something in the book have led Father Matthias to a crisis of virtue? Virtue is only found in crisis. Without it, virtues are little more than ideals. So perhaps there is merit in that idea. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. I shouldn't tell her about that. Smiled devilishly. What are you smiling about? I am filled with the joy of books. You are a strange man. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. Oh, I wanted to look at the book that the guy was scribbling in. That's the bell for sex. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. Monastic hour corresponding to noon, one of the little hours of prayer followed by dinner. I should see if Otto is around and still wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. Oh, I need to look over here first. I wonder what Prior Ferenc was doing with this book. From the Library of the University of Five Churches. The Hungarians call it PEX. That's where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, Georg of Gran. A friend of his? The Speculum Astronomiae. Albertus Magnus's Defense of Astrology. Renowned 13th century Dominican theologian, philosopher, astrologer, and Bishop of Regensburg, a prolific writer, he was known primarily for his work on Aristotle and his knowledge of natural science. Bastard script? Burgundian? Flemish? Not from here and not recently. Ooh. That's definitely Ferenc's handwriting between the lines and in the margins. Is he notating the text for his personal use? In any case, it's a thorough commentary. What's this? It looks scribbled, and not like Ferenc to be so sloppy, and he didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries? All astrological symbols. What's written below? Maybe I should have learned Greek at some point. I can't make any sense of this. Wait! The Volvel I found has Greek letters on it. They may be connected. But how? The outer ring of the Volvel is marked with alchemical symbols, but the cipher has astrological symbols. There's something I'm missing. I suppose I'll figure it out in due time. But I'll copy this down now to reference later. Okay. I'm supposed to go... What? Where's my cursor? Okay, I guess because I... Oh, there we go. I think this is where I'm supposed to be going. Wait.
the abattoir. Okay. Was it the lower courtyard? Is that where I was supposed to go? Oh, the pigs are horrifying looking. Ugh, what is it? Leave me alone. I'll apologize to him. I was hoping to see you, Martin. I wanted to apologize for calling you an idiot. This will be remembered. What am I going to do with your apology? Stuff it up your stupid fat nose, Andreas. Just go away. I'm busy. Well, would you like to join Otto, Endress, and me for dinner? This will be remembered. Why would I want that? So you could mock me some more? I'm trying to make it up to you. You trying to be Father Thomas? I don't need anyone's handouts. I especially don't need your handouts, Andreas. Stay out of my business. All right, fine. As he's spying into somebody's window. Okay, I can't even tell him he's being spied on. Good day, Master Mailer. Ah, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Endress. Otto, Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. The abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Let's eat some seed. No. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 I've had a bad morning. Barely got anything done. My neck's aching anyway. I wish a sore neck was the worst injury I had to worry about. Is your ass sore from sitting too? All right. I get it. Fair point. Slight food item to eat. Almonds. Just kidding, Andreas. You could cut your finger preparing quills. No, they make Guy do that. Sheep's milk cheese. Good. I don't like that stuck-up prick. Rye bread. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rothvogel in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgivings? That he fools around with young women? He's married, of course. Otto, that's only gossip, and it isn't Christian to spread rumors like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Rannig. May he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. That explains why Rannig's widow was screaming at him. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? You could sense my inherent moral quality. Uh, Martin Luther, my time at university, a variety of other things. He's quite well educated. Sure, I imagine you have a lot of time to read when you don't have to worry where your next meal is going to come from. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Endris. No one should get away with what he does, what this Abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books the Abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the Abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. No, I understand. I see why people resent the abbot's rule. He is a harsh lord. This will be remembered. Otto, did you see that the Bowers sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job of it. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. On top of that, he's a damn thief. And before you say it, Endris, that's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. I admit he seemed less than helpful when I saw him this morning. I doubt he'll ever amount to much of anything. Speaking of the Bowers sheep, their ewes are shorn, and the women will be spinning it soon, Otto. I got it, Endris. No need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right. I'll catch up in a moment, Endris. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Ava for me if you get a chance. Of course. I should return to work in the scriptorium. Until later. Time to get back to work. Ooh, something's going on. God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Kirsau's sacrist, I tend to the shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of Tassing and Kirsau both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept. Whenever I visit, I always leave inspired. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You're familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? I've been reading more about the saints from far off. More about saints from far off. When Sister Illuminata allows me a book, of course. I am surprised you have neglected Tassing's patron, then. He was born in Egypt. You ought to learn something about him while you're here. Something about him while you're here. By all means. St. Moritz is most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn he and his legion were decimated. Do you mean annihilated? Because technically decimation means 1 of every 10. From Decimus. Anyway, you said his legion? Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassing venerates St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. Yes, I've heard about some of the pagan history in town. There are some in Tassing who still cling to the pagan traditions, yes. God save them. St. Moritz and his legion were
snowed into this pass, and the pagan townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satya, was moved in spirit and snuck from town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. What happened to Satya? She too was martyred for her faith by the rebels inhabiting the town. Now her shrine protects Tassing from harm. That is an astounding story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew. You are welcome, Master Mailer. God bless you. Until later, brother. Oh, hello, Andres. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I'm behind in my work. I went up to the shrine of St. Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long. Now I need to catch up. Your dedication to St. Moritz is impressive. Oh, well, truth be told, I only started going to the shrine more often when Helena became pregnant. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Moritz's hand and Satya's shrine to pray for their aid. I hope that the saints hear your prayers. Thank you, Andres. So do I. But who are these fuckers? I can't even talk to them. Okay. Brother Adok, this work, I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you have to see this place closed. Like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I am working to the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent, praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothvogel has come to check his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the only one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Excuse me, Prior Ferenc, I believe your point is made. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the scriptorium, and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh, God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone. This is my work, and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Ferenc is right. Prior Ferenc? Is this mine? It must be, yes? It is, my lord. I can explain. No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest. I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is... well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity towards Kirsau is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. How should I respond to this? The abbot already seems annoyed. So Beatrice says, just nod, don't irritate the Lord. Socrates says, simply addressing him as my lord would be appropriate. And St. Groban, or whatever his name is, says, greet him with his Christian name. You are brothers and comrades in arms. I feel like that is a way to piss them both off. I think Socrates' option is the middle option. It acknowledges him respectfully without being overly familiar. My lord, this will be remembered. Father Gernot, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly... Father Gernot, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it if speed is your No, I'm not talking about the script. That's fine, but the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course. I mean, if Andreas is all right with it. If it takes the pressure off Brother Piero, I'd be delighted to complete the work. There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. Okay, so should I bring up my plans that I have with the Druckers in town or say nothing? I mean, it's gonna piss off this noble, but maybe this noble's not the greatest guy in the world. So I think I'm gonna bring that up. My lord, I've already made supper plans with the Drucker family in town. This will be remembered. Nonsense. You can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Well, father? Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. You had this planned. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. Could tell him to go to hell, that'd be funny, but why are you mad at me? I'm trying to help. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are, and you've embarrassed me, the abbot and the abbey. Prior Ferenc is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the prior for 1 minute? You're so insincere and you're so obvious about it, Guy. This will be remembered. Brothers! If you please, Sister Zadena and I would prefer it if you would keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in there. Or in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful. But there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the abbot's table. Oh, I guess I don't have the choice to go eat with the Druckers. Okay, supper, supper, supper. Now if I can remember how to get to the refectory. I think it's this way. I could look at the map, but that's cheating.
we go. I should wash my hands in the courtyard. Oh. Right. Gotta go wash my hands. Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual, to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you. None of the brothers will, but it will be good to have you with us. That's a shame. I always enjoy our talks. Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table. You can talk all you like, though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter. I wish you would take my place, Brother Piero. You deserve the honor. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior reacted to you. It's not fair. It's humiliating. Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave all of us at Kirsau Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lorenz, the Baron of Rothvogel, to help you in your career. There's nothing wrong with your style. It's not old just because a nobleman says so. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all, things change, the future will write over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. And now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside. Washing your hands with fists. The animation here is so gorgeous. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Gernot, Father Thomas, Prior Ferenc. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Oh, the Gospel of Matthew. Wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you now that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Nod head. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gernot, have you read anything by Martin Luther? I can't say that He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail? My God, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see value in his ideas, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes? How appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church's sale of indulgences? Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine. What about Andreas? Uh-oh. Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work.
He's really put me in a difficult position. So, Socrates says, why not join a debate? It may bring everyone closer to understanding the truth. I guess just my conscience says I need to be quiet. I don't know what else to do. And Groban says, to hell with the abbot. If he can't handle a little criticism, he isn't fit to sit at the fancy table. I think I'm going to shut up for once. I need to be quiet. I don't know what else to do. Lorenz won't like it, but this is the abbot's table after all. This will be remembered. Et tu, Andreas? I expected more of you. Enough! Lord Rothvogel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church or on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I've ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Tassiae. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome. Fathers, brothers, Andreas, good night. Thank you, Andreas, for not letting him engage you in his debate. No good would have come of it. I think last time I debated him, or joined him in the debate. Oh, something's in my eye. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Oh yeah, I gotta get whatever this is out of my eye. Oh. Okay. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I'll take my leave as well. Good night. I guess that's the wrong voice, but... Don't worry about Father Gernot and the Baron. I'm sure it will all be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. The voice that I was having such a fun time doing the voice for the Baron that now it's leaking into everything else. That seems unlikely. It may be, but we must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Ha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. I should get some sleep. There's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lorenz must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing, and what he's thinking. He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. I should get back to the Gertners. Or I should see if I can break into this house. No, it's locked. Are you all right, Master Mailer? I believe I may have just seen a physical manifestation of a spirit.
The ghost?
Yes?
It could be a Roman, maybe even an old pagan. It wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts.
Have you ever seen one?
Mm-hmm. Usually around the ruins. Who knows how many restless Romans lie beneath these stones. Well, I think I found Johann's last lost sheep. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna head home. Take care, Master Mailer.
I will. Thank you, Till. Iris is beautiful. I'm going to go through the forest. Oh, what's this? Snowdrops, one of the only flowers that can bloom this early in spring at this altitude. A shrine to St. Moritz. The statue looks ancient. Ah, Columbine. Looks like it's coming in early. I could go up to the mill, too. Maybe I should explore up there. And I can go down to the Roman ruins. Child's drawings. I wonder who the artist is. Collapsed. Well, this must have allowed access to the aqueduct. What a curious mill. The wind turns the sails, and that powers the grinding stone. Pet Staub. Glass windows. That must have cost a fortune. Go to the outer farms. Nothing here. Not right now. Carving of Saint Satya. It looks quite old. Rotten and full of bugs. No wonder Otto hasn't split it up. The waterfall must flow down from the snowmelt in the mountains above the abbey. That owl looks wild. Old salt mine. Tassing's old salt mine. How the town made money before the Imperial Road opened up. Also called the Via Imperii, the Imperial Road links Venice in the south with Stettin on the Baltic Sea to the north. It passes through Verona, Innsbruck, Nuremberg, and many other cities along the way. It also brings thousands of travelers to Tassing and Curacao every year. Wow, I'm so tired I should get home. Never mind, I'll just run around in the forest for a couple hours. Most of this felling is for the abbey's renovations and firewood. The town can only gather sticks. And fireflies. No! Pale horse, still on the floor. Oh, hello? Are you all right in there? Matins! Matins! The pale horse! Death! A monastic hour corresponding to 2 a.m. It is used for the night prayer. Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? And do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes, you are with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she all right? She is, yes. Sister Amelia is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. Nope, that is the Baron's voice again. Some are more frightening than others. What is she doing in there? Does she live in the church? She lives there, yes. I'm a little surprised you haven't noticed before. If you come to Matins more often, you would see that I give her communion through the window in her cell. Window to her cell. Her cell? She is an anchoress, a religious merchant, a hermit, so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or was she a nun at Kirsau? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. A powerful duchy in the southeastern Holy Roman Empire, it is east of Swabia and north of Tyrol. Tassing and Kirsau sit in the extreme south of the duchy, near the border with Tyrol. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all the monks and nuns at Kirsau could read, even poor brother Volkbert. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Of course, sister. She seems unhappy. She's not unhappy, but she is in pain, both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. I know of no cure for that, save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Amelie was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? He didn't know... Oh, wait, no. Maybe Father Thomas did say her name. Oh, no. Don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. More pigs. Piggy pig pigs. These wood carvings are quite curious. Oh, I can't go down to the water. Johann's family keeps beehives for the honey and wax. Yeah, Gertner Farm's over here. It's getting late. I should get some rest.
Time to get back to work. Oh, there's a leak in the ceiling. Alright, well, he went through a day. I went through a day. We're about 15 minutes to 9, but I think this is maybe a good place to stop for today. Looking back at my previous playthrough, it took me a little over 12 hours to play through this game, so that's like 4 nights of streaming, roughly. But yeah, I think I'll probably stop here. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I will see you guys again.